Hey everybody, welcome to CCSD Editable Badges. This video, I'm intending to keep it as short as possible. What we're learning here is what changes you can and should make to your badges, what things you cannot change in your badge, and how to use your badges, and how to make those changes. All right, so this is going to be quick, but here we go. Slide 3. As you know, CCSD changed or updated our logo and branding for the 25-26 school year. What you're looking at here are the 4 official colors for CCSD along with their hex codes. You'll see that these colors are incorporated in the badge. Below that, we went ahead and built 4 empty squares for you with the hex code for white. This is just intended to give you a place where you and your department can pick some colors that are complementary to these that you can use in your badge design. What we're thinking is that you will build your badges in the slideshow that you have, and so having a record of the colors that you like that go with these other colors will be really helpful for you. So first, let's just talk about how we do that. To make a record of the colors that my department likes, I'm going to select an empty box here, and I'm going to go up to the fill bucket, and I'm going to find a color, and you can do this in a lot of different places. You can do this on the internet. You don't have to, you're not limited to this, but for this video, I'm just going to pick this color. Okay. So there's the color. Now the question is, what's the hex key? Because I might need it for something. So if you select your badge again, and then you go back up to your bucket, and then you click this button, everybody see that? It's going to bring you to this screen. It is currently on the color that you're on, and here is the hex key. So I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of that hex key, and either OK or cancel, both will work here. And then you're going to paste that hex key in, and just make sure you have one pound sign there. All right, so now we have a record of what your department thinks is a pretty color. We're going to talk about why and what you can do with these colors later, but that's how you pick your color and make a note of it. Okay, so let's move on. The next 3 pages over here, 4, 5, and 6, these are all icons. You're welcome to use these icons on your badges. We do encourage you to use an icon that is either specific to your department or specific to the badge that your participants are earning, and we'll talk about what to do with these in just a moment. On the next slides, we've got badging sets. For badging sets, here's what we have. First of all, we have a souvenir badge. We're going to pause right here for just a moment because I'm going to talk to you about what changes you can and cannot make about the badges, and this is just a really good place to do it. Here are things that you should change about your badge. Yes, you should change this icon. This is just the one that we started with. In order to change the icon, here's what you're going to do. You're going to delete what's here. You're going to find an icon that you like this one, for example. You're going to copy it, and you're going to come back over here and paste your icon. Now, you should probably resize your icon so that it's the right size for your badge. Let me just make sure I grab the badge. Okay, there we go. The icon, sorry. A little bit too big. Here we go. Resize. Oh. Goodness me. All right, now get it in the middle. Okay, so now there we go. But you remember we also picked out colors, and that's why back here, remember we picked out little colors. This is something you can definitely do. You want to change that from white to your department's color? Do it. That's how you do it. You select your icon, you go to the little bucket, you pick your color. If you need to pick your hex color, you got some options. You can use the eyedropper and do like this, and it'll do that. Or you can come back to this page, you can grab the hex key color and you can put it in there. Now, the next thing you can change is your badge title. You absolutely should change this badge title because your credential, your badge is not called souvenir badge title. So please do change that. Please also change this CCSD department title. The last thing that we encourage you to change is this outline, this dark blue outline around the outside. Do you and your department, do y'all have a color? You want to be represented somehow? Well, select this background. So you see, this is how I did it. It took me a few tries to get there, but I got the background selected, and then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to say, you know what, that department color is beautiful. Let's get that department color. There's my badge. All right, that leads us into what you cannot change. The CCSD style guide given to us by the Department of Communications says that our font is Arial. So we are leaving the font as Arial. Please do not change the font from Arial. Part of the reason why we're doing this is 1, it is CCSD's font, and 2, it is legible. And by using Arial, we won't run into trouble of can you read the badge title or not. The next thing that you cannot change is the shape of the badge. And you'll see that a little bit clearer as we look at what a level 1 and level 2 badge look like and how their shapes change. The point of this is that this shape signifies something. This shape signifies that this is a souvenir badge, and the shape of a level 1 badge signifies something different, and a level 2 badge, the shape of it looks different. So no changing the shape. Also, we cannot change this dark blue background color or this light blue banner color on our badge. These are CCSD colors, and we're going to remain consistent with the CCSD branding. So you cannot change those things. All right, now let's take a look. First, let me undo because I need to preserve the original for you. So we're back to the beginning. This is how you're going to receive it. And let's take a look at this badge. I built this badge really quickly, but I want you to see what it looks like, how we can personalize it. So I've got the things changed that I said you could change. One additional thing that I can change is my icon color. So I didn't do that. Let me go ahead and change that. There we go. Icon color changed. Could probably use it a little bit bigger too. You know, there you go. Okay. One thing to point out here to you is you notice we have a really long badge title. That's okay. We're leaving the font, but we can change the size. And just for reference, this ended up being size 25, if that's helpful for you. That'll help you get a long title on 2 lines. But do notice it does still say souvenir, and that is important. We want the badge title to say souvenir. Below that, I changed the department. If your department has a very long name, take advantage of this split here and consider splitting your title. And you can do this in a lot of different ways, but maybe this is an option for you. Something like this, where I'm just splitting the title, and I'd need to make it format to look a little bit better, but there's ways to get around our limitations with long department names and what they look like on here. Let me go back. So we have the original preserved. There we go. That's what it started with. All right, now, this has all so far been about souvenir badges. We're going to very briefly talk about the difference between a souvenir badge and its style and a level 1 and its style. So let's look visually first over here on the left. I told you earlier that the shape has changed, and sure, it's still a hexagon, but a level 1 badge has these tails on the banner. And that is something that we don't want you to change. And this is what we mean by shape. We mean a hexagon with a banner, and a level 1's got little tails, okay? A level 2, you'll notice it has the banner, the tails, but it's got additional tails. This means additional things visually to us in terms of what are our badges doing and what do they mean. Now let's look at level 1, because what you can and cannot change in a level 1 is the same. And just for clarity, you are encouraged to change the icon and change the color and the size of the icon. You're encouraged to change this background. The one being shared with you is currently set to the salmon pink color, but you are welcome to change that to match your department. You should certainly change the badge title and your department title, but please do not change the font, which is Arial, the shape of your badge, the background colors, and in this case we're talking about this light blue background here and this dark blue banner background. Please do not change those. Now let's take a look at level 2. Level 2, if you recall from all the things that you've been learning in preparation to get this project off the ground running for your department, level 2 badges are being awarded by Charleston County School District. So when your participant earns a level 2 badge, we're moving out of awarding from a specific department to awarding from the district as a whole. So for that reason, most of all of our level 2 badges are going to remain consistent and the same. Level 2 badges have to be submitted by the Credentials Committee. That was not a choice that we made. That is a functional logistical piece of the platform. So since you guys don't have a lot of choices to make with level 2 badges, and since we have to put these in for you anyways, we're just going to ask you to tell us what is the title of your level 2 badge and what is your department. Level 2 badges are awarded on behalf of Charleston County School District, so they will have this shape, they will have these colors, they will have this symbol and this graphic. The only things we're changing here are title, department title. All right. Those are your choices for the badges. Now, let's take a look at the downloading instructions, because since we're recording a video, I might as well visually show you how to do this anyways. So say you took your time, you built a badge, this beautiful badge right here. We're going to follow these directions, which say, once the slide has been customized, check. With the customized slide selected, we're going to choose File, PNG Image, or Scalable Vector Graphics. Then we're going to rename the file and we're going to upload to Credentials. So here we go. Here's my badge. Here's my badge that I built. My page is selected. You see over here, it's got dark blue around it. And I'm going to go up here to File, Download, and then Download. And here's PNG, and here's Scalable Vector Graphics. Whichever one you click is fine. The beauty of us working through this Google slide deck is that all of the badge formatting has already been done for you. And I'm talking about things like behind the scenes that you may not realize. Whichever of these that you pick is already the correct size for badges and for putting badges on LinkedIn and for email signatures, for all the places you would put a badge. Everything is already formatted for you. So choose one of these two. I'll just choose Scalable Vector Graphics, and you'll notice that it popped up here to my downloads. This is now where my badge lives. To get this into Credentials, you're going to follow along with the rest of the directions and view the information shared in the course, but you're going to take that downloaded version and you're going to enter that into Credentials. And that is, I think, everything you need to know from the slideshow presentation. That includes the things you can change, the things you cannot change, and how we're dealing with souvenir badges, level 1 badges, and level 2 badges. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out. We're excited about this project, and we're excited that you're excited about this project. So let us know when you need us, and if you have any cool ideas, share them. We'd love to hear them.